All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today's Friday. Not starting off the day too fucking great, but shit happens. We move forward. If you're wondering, if you don't follow me on Instagram or Snapchat, our Contagion Athletics trailer did get broken into last night. The fucking idiots didn't even take bolt cutters to it. They just ripped the hinges off with, it looks like they took like pry bar. I'll upload a picture here. Here so you can see what I'm talking about, but it looks like they tried to pry the hinges off. They got one side completely off. It looks like the other side they had trouble with, or they were in a hurry, probably in a hurry. And the trailer was backed up to a fence where you couldn't open the gate all the way. So it looks like they just reached in and whatever was right there they pulled out, which was a box full of all of our hats. Not our new lineup, but the previous hats that we have online right now currently, which we're taking offline. If you're wondering, because now we don't have them. I think we have like one of each on display in the gym, so I'm not sure. We have to kind of do a count, but it really sucks that people are that fucking low and shitty that they need to steal shit. Hats aren't that expensive. I mean, for us, they're expensive because we have to buy them in numbers of 100, for each design and color usually. So for us, it's expensive because we have to buy them all at one time. But if you're just buying one hat, it's $20 fucking. Like, do you really have to break into someone's trailer and steal it because you can't afford a hat? So I think that's really shitty. I'm not gonna go heavily into this subject, but I just want to say how I feel because it's really shitty and it's really personal that people attack you that way. And we know it's someone that either watches our YouTube, our Instagram, or our Snapchat, or knows who we are, because not everyone knows where the trailer is, and not everyone knows that all the gear was in the trailer. So it is someone that at least knows of us. So if you're watching this, just return the hats, because we do have footage of the vehicle leaving and we do know whose vehicle it is. We just need to get the footage from next door and run the license plates so we'll know exactly who it is. So if it is you, I would just honestly return the hats. If you're not watching this, you're a fucking piece of shit. If you are watching this, you are a fucking piece of shit. It's just real shitty that people are like that. And it sucks because we work hard to be able to get these products to sell to people that want to support the brand. And if you want to support the brand but can't afford it, save up. It's $20 fucking for a hat. So sorry for the language, but I'm just really upset that people feel the need to attack us personally like that and steal stuff from us because they're such lowlifes. On another note, my part that I've been waiting for, the Hellcat, finally showed up today. And I say finally like as if it was a big deal, but I only waited 2 weeks and it was made to order. Kind of like my wheels, they showed up pretty quickly and they were made to order also. So I ordered this from EMP Performance. So shout out to Eric over there, Team EMP. Super nice guy, really easy to work with. But here's what I got. So instead of going with the Killer Chiller, I decided to go the more old school, proven route, which is the ice tank. So this is made specifically for the Challenger. If you'll notice, it's kind of an odd design compared to what you're used to seeing. Super nice welds. It's aluminum from P&R Welding, and then EMP kind of sells the kit. But freaking awesome. I think this is the first one made for a Challenger for an actual customer, because Team Hellcat has one for theirs that they test fitted. My buddy Summit has one, but he made it himself. So I want to say this is the first production consumer one that was for a Challenger. I think Kevin's trunk is locked, or else I would show you the difference. Let's see. Let's take a wild. Where's the button? It's on this side. Yeah, it's locked. Sorry. I would show you. I think the Demon's locked too. We'll see here in just a second. Okay, the Demon is not locked. So that tank goes right here and sits above the wheel well, which is super cool. Now, in the Charger, it would sit here, but as you can see in the Challenger, we have the Harman Kardon subs, and you've got your battery back here and all that shit. So the Charger has the battery back here also, but it's got this whole open space. So Kevin's would sit right here, which is nice because it's up and out of the way. But they made it considering that you would keep all this stuff in the trunk, which is really cool to me. And it sits right there. So if you paint it black or wrap it in carpet, wrap it in something black, you'll never notice it's there. I mean, it's up and out of the way. And no one really uses this space in the corner anyways. So I'm really excited about that. Let me throw it in the Demon so we can see what it looks like. Okay, so I don't really want to force anything because it's not my car, but essentially it will sit like that. It'll be pushed over just a little more, just kind of got to move some stuff out of the way. But that's how it will sit essentially. And you just kind of reach in there. Now it'll be a little difficult to put icing because it's going to be like right under this ridge right there. But for the most part, it's nice because it'll be up and out of the way. Like once it's moved over, you've still got this whole trunk space. And it doesn't look that bad in there. Like I said, if you paint it black, which I may, or if you wrap it in carpet, it'll really blend in. So all we've got to do is run some 3/4 inch or 12 hose, 2 hoses to the front, tie into the heat exchanger hoses, and then pretty much run a relay and wire this baby up, and she's good to go. This thing's really awesome. It's a nice piece. It's aluminum welded, and it's actually got the pump inside of it. And I think it's a 7 or 7.5 gallon tank. I'm not sure exactly, but let me open it up for you guys. So you can see the pump in there, pump the water. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how this actually works. So if you're wondering why, like the Demon has the killer chiller, the new Hellcats are getting the killer chiller, people are upgrading to a killer chiller, people are upgrading to ice tanks. Well, cars with superchargers already run really hot. The superchargers put off a lot of heat, and that's where your power is, making your IATs really high, your intake air temps. So when your intake air temps are usually above like 140, 145, your car starts to cut timing, which means you're cutting power. So with these ice tanks or the killer chiller, you're decreasing the IATs, which means more power, more efficient, and you can hot lap the car, you can run it more consistently. Like when I ran my 10-1, my IATs when I was at the line were already like 130, 135. So it wasn't cutting power, but they were already up there. Plus, you got to think once you start going at the end of the track, it's going to be up to probably, who knows, 140, 145, especially when it's 100 degrees out. It's like I said, it's Texas, it's summer, it's really hot right now. So this is going to help me run more consistently at the track. So I'm super excited to test it out. Kevin's had his in for a week. Or 2 weeks, but he hasn't driven the car, so we haven't really got to test it out. But there's been people showing that even with just driving around with just water in the tank, they've been able to keep the IATs under 100 with just water in the tank. So, and then I've seen people at the track, they put ice in it, and you're talking 60, 70 degree IATs all the time. And then when the ice melts, you have a drain under the trunk, and you just drain the water out and fill it back up with ice. So it's a little more work than a killer chiller, but they run more consistently. And when you're running the killer chiller, it takes the AC, not that you'd be running it at the same time, but you cannot have AC in the car because it diverts it to the supercharger trying to cool it down. Whereas I guess technically if you want to, you'd run the ice tank at the same time as the AC, but you're probably not doing that because you're racing and don't want to lose power. But I do like the ice tank. It's more like the race car feel. I don't know. Something about it. I think it's cool, and it's a little bit cheaper. And the problem with the killer chiller, especially in the Hellcats, is they use the 12A refrigerant. So to refill that is really expensive. I mean, you can go to the dealer, have them store it, and then fill it back up. But it does, if you do need some, it's pretty expensive, and it's a pain in the ass. Like I can install this in probably like 1 to 2 hours, and the thing that takes the longest is just running the hose and from the front to the back. Whereas the killer chiller, you know, you've got to do a lot of work, and I've seen people doing it. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Everyone's got their own opinion, but I think for my purposes, the ice tank will work just perfectly, and I think it looks cool also. So we're gonna get that in this weekend, so be looking for a video on that if you're interested on the install and how everything works, and then I'll do a review on it so we can see how it actually works at the track, actually daily driving, water versus ice, things like that. Because you can run them in any car. It's big in Corvettes and Mustangs and pretty much any car that's pro-charged, turbocharged. Everyone's got an ice tank or some type of killer chiller system. But that's the new part I got in. Sorry for the rant about the CA, and excuse the language, but it really upset me and pissed me off, and kind of got under my skin there for a second, but it is what it is. You got to move forward. You got to learn things. Now we know we need to protect the trailer better. We need to protect our gear better. We need to be more aware, and you just learn. So it's like when our groms got stolen, my Jeep got broken into. We just, you kind of learn the hard way, but that's life, and things happen, and people are jealous of what you have, and they want to be a part of it, but they don't want to pay. So it is what it is. That's life. People take their own routes in life, and we're going to take ours, and we're going to move forward. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that little video. Make sure you always comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Snapchat at VanV39. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend.